I want to start with, of course, the big stories. As of today, an Iranian missile has hit one of the world's largest refineries, Aramco in Saudi. It's a statement of intent by the Iranians that they are not doing random attacks, but that they're doing focused attacks. The world's largest LNG supplier, Qatar Energy, has suspended supplies over the Iran war after it was hit by an Iranian missile. Most importantly, America is losing people. Today, America was forced to admit that 3 American fighter jets were shot down by Iran over Kuwait. They're claiming it was due to friendly fire, but they've also lost 4 of their personnel. And in a press conference some time back, the Americans have said that they are prepared to be hurt more. They're saying these are major combat operations and they are prepared for casualties. Iranian missiles have also hit the US Embassy in Kuwait. America has admitted it was under siege, but most importantly, the person who Americans were saying, a man called Larijani, who Americans were saying is talking to them and wanting to initiate conversations, and this was the story being planted in the American media, that Larijani wants to initiate a fresh round of nuclear discussions with America, has himself gone on record and says, nothing doing. I'm not negotiating with America. I'm going to fight them. Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, this is a bigger, longer pitched battle than Trump expected. Now, in India, we have people coming out in support of Khamenei. We had a lot of visuals from Kashmir, for example, where people mostly from the Shia community gathered in Srinagar, Budgam, Lal Chowk, mourning the death of their supreme leader. In Hyderabad, Shia organizations held major rallies. In Lucknow, there was so much solidarity shown with Iran, opposition to the American strikes, and Khamenei has a Lucknow connection. Many places across India, there were visuals coming in from our reporters. Sambhal, particularly Punjab, Ludhiana, there were posters of Benjamin Netanyahu which were burnt during demonstrations. And of course in Delhi as well, in the Jorbagh area, there were protests expressing support. The All India Shia Council led demonstrations in Bhopal. In Mumbai, they met in Govandi. People were crying. Even in Ladakh, there was a mourning procession and a sense of widespread grief and solidarity among Shia communities across the country. Not unnatural, because Khamenei was not just the leader of Iran. He had assumed over the last 3 to 4 decades a position of leadership among the Shia community around the world, and he wanted to be seen to be a leader of the Muslim community around the world. Viewers, which brings me to a critical fact. Are these protesters who are crying for Khamenei, are these groups which are supporting Khamenei, are these people who are beating their chest over Khamenei, who are saying that with Khamenei we have lost everything? Ladies and gentlemen, I will have to ask one question. Have they ever asked what Khamenei's position was after and during Operation Sindoor and after Pahalgam? Now they are crying for Khamenei. Did they ever ask whether Khamenei stood with Pakistan or not? After Operation Sindoor, at that time, the only thing that mattered to Khamenei was not any kind of non-aligned status. He looked upon Pakistan as a Muslim country. In 2017, Khamenei said, I'm going to lead the whole Muslim world because India is oppressing Muslims in Kashmir. Khamenei did what Pakistani propaganda did, and today there are all these people who are crying like they've lost a family member. Do they ever think about what Khamenei's policy was, what Khamenei did after we removed Article 370? They're talking about the loss of Khamenei like he's one of their own, like some grandfatherly figure. Did they ever ask what Khamenei said when, during the Delhi riots, he said, India is massacring Muslims? He said, I will isolate India from the Muslim world. He used the hashtag Indian Muslims in danger. He targeted Hindus. In 2020, under Khamenei, Iran's parliament said India is a country that discriminates against Muslims. Khamenei was totally into politics. He wanted to be a leader of the Muslim world, which is why he even placed India alongside Gaza. Now, my point is, and especially to the Muslim community in India, I understand your religious affiliation issue, especially the Shia community. But have you asked yourself whether Khamenei was in the interests of Bharat, of India? Or does that matter or not to all the people who were crying at that point of time? Ladies and gentlemen, at one point, every country has to be driven by national interest. The citizens of the country today, the Muslim citizens particularly, who are crying over Khamenei, should ask themselves, where is India's national interest? In standing with Iran today, after Khamenei, despite everything that Iran has done against our national interest? Yes, we have had a relationship with them. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have had a relationship with Iran, and we've had a strategic relationship with Iran. We have maritime interests in Iran. Are we not to consider the advantage of being with Israel at this time? Forget the religious issue. They are Jewish, they are Muslim. That's not the point. Which country will help us with our air defense artillery? Which country will give us the drones we want, the technology we want, the transfer of technology which we are seeking? Where is India's interest in lining up with Iran or being with Khamenei? Ladies and gentlemen, therefore, this is the problem of the Congress party. All they want is the Muslim vote. So they have been going on and saying, we are with Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Sayyid Ali Khamenei. And I'm not surprised because Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Vadra probably don't care about the fact that Khamenei has targeted India in a way that few global leaders have, called us a place where Muslims can't live. And the Congress party, which wants to become a Muslim party, which has decided that its eventual destiny is in the direction of being a Muslim party, is using this situation to do the same Shaheen Bagh kind of politics. And therefore, viewers, if you're watching tonight, I would say be very careful. Be very careful. The same Boti Imran Masood character of the Congress party says the world has lost a brave leader. He would never ask, did this so-called brave Khamenei not stand against India during Operation Sindoor and with Pakistan? Ladies and gentlemen, I have no problem with the outpouring of grief that some Muslims are having in our country. Some, not all. But I do have a problem if there is an attempt at looking upon Khamenei as the supreme leader. To those Indian Muslims who are looking upon Khamenei as the supreme leader, remember, he was the supreme leader of Iran. He is not anything more than that. Keep national interest first. Community and religious affiliations have to come last. National interest has to come first. At least that's my view. Do you agree with me? If you do, you can share this.